Good morning and happy Friday. I want to say welcome to another car conversation. And I hope you all had a great week. I don't know about you, but my week has been great. I got so many things done at work. Work is always busy. Even though we're working from home, work still goes on. So, that doesn't change. But I'm thankful to have a job, so I am not complaining at all. So, today's topic of conversation is your bad habits are hurting you. Let me say that one more time for the folks in the back. Your bad habits are hurting you. So, when we talk about bad habits, I think about things like procrastination. Procrastination is hurting you because some of you have some goals and some dreams that you have yet to get started on because of your procrastination, and that is hurting you. If you have a goal and or a dream to start a business and you have yet to start that business, guess what? You're not making any money because you yet to start the business. And so until you step out there on faith and start that business, you can't expect to have any, you can't expect to have any good luck, any riches, any of that kind of stuff because your procrastination is hurting you. If you have been wanting to sell your house because you need something that's going to cost you a little less every month in mortgage, but yet you haven't done what you needed to do to sell your house, that's because you're procrastinating. That's hurting you because you're putting out money that you really can't afford to keep putting out. Okay, if you're looking for a new job, but and I asked you, well, are you out here looking, and you say, well, no, not yet, because I've been busy. No, you're procrastinating. That's what you're doing, and that's just hurting you because you're stuck in this job that you don't like, you don't want. It's not fulfilling. It's not going to pay you any more money, but your procrastination is hurting you. When I talk about bad habits, let's talk about lateness. That's hurting some of you. Some of you are actually suffering because you're late all the time. Late to work, late to church, late on your bills. That stuff can hurt you because eventually the job is going to get tired of you showing up late. Now, church might be a little different story. You just have to sit in the back. But showing up to work late, that's not good. Now, unless you work for the federal government, in which case you're never really, really late, because if you come in at 8, you leave at 4:30. If you come in at 8:30, you leave at 5. As long as you get your 8 hours in. But you get where I'm going with this. Everybody doesn't have that kind of job. If you're late on your bills, that's hurting you because it's bringing your credit score down. And you all know when you don't have a good credit score, trying to get loans are almost impossible. And if you do get them, the rate of interest is going to be so daggone high, it's going to be ridiculous. So I need you to work on that bad habit. Let's talk about being your bad habits of giving. Maybe you're not giving enough. Maybe you're giving too much of yourself, your time, your money. The list can go on and on. But that can be a bad habit. So that's something you might want to look at and work on. Not going after your dreams. That's a bad habit, again, that's hurting so many people. Because, it pains me when people sit down and they say, Michelle, I have this dream and one day I want to do ABC or XYZ. And I'm listening and I'm smiling with you and I'm just as excited as you are, if not more. And then I say, okay, well, great. When you going to get started? Well, I'm going to do it after I retire, or I'm going to do it after I start making a little bit more money, or I'm going to do it after I finish this, that, and the other. No, it's a bad habit because it goes back to that procrastinating. And it's hurting you. If you don't get started on that dream, you can't start to reap the benefits of that dream because your bad habit of procrastination is hurting you. Do you understand that? Putting yourself last. That's a bad habit that many people have. Stop putting yourself last. Yes, sometimes we do have to think about putting others. Oops, sorry, y'all. Wait a minute. I knew that was going to happen. When it gets a little warm out, my tripod falls. Jesus Christ. Hopefully I can make it through the end of this video without that happening again. Do apologize. So what was I saying? Oh, putting yourself last. Some of you all have a bad habit of putting yourself last, and I need you to stop it. Stop it. Now, it's all right to put yourself last sometimes, but you need to stop doing it all the time. And I do know people that always put themselves last. Stop doing it. You deserve to be at the head of the line sometimes, okay? Y'all hear what I'm saying? Stop always putting yourself last. And then letting people abuse and mistreat you. That's a bad habit that some folks have too. It pains me to no end when you know someone who is in a relationship and they're in a relationship with someone who is physically abusive or mentally abusive, and yet they stay. That's a bad habit. That's a bad habit. Now, sometimes you're staying because you're too lazy to move on, because it does take time to meet someone new and start a new relationship and getting to know them and all that kind of good stuff. And so I get why folks, don't always readily move on. But it's a bad habit because you're staying with somebody that doesn't care. I was getting ready to say something I shouldn't. That doesn't give a damn about you. Let me just say that and keep it real, because we're all adults here. They don't give a damn about you, because if they did, they wouldn't treat you the way they do. That's a bad habit. And especially if you're with somebody that's abusive. So some folks, like I said, they're with somebody that's mentally abusive. Some folks with someone that's physically abusive. But if you're with somebody that's doing both, honey, you are really in trouble. That's a huge bad habit that can land you 6 feet under. Do you know that there are so many people that have lost their lives being with someone that's physically abusive? I mean, we can all deal with the mental abuse to a certain extent, because you can just let that bounce off you. But when somebody starts to raise their hand to you, that's a bad habit that's hurting you. That's physically, well, that's mentally, but it's physically hurting you as well. And you don't deserve that. But I'm going to tell you like this before I do a recap and let you be. You can come my way and be abusive if you want to. Bring it on if you want to. I promise you that I will beat you down to the white meat, because I'm not having it. You will not abuse me physically, and you damn sure won't do it mentally, because I've been down that road and I said I would never walk that path ever again. Raise your hands and even act like you want to put your hands on me. I'm going to jail. I really am going to jail, because I'm going to try to beat you senseless. Y'all, let me move on, because that just struck a nerve. So anyway, let me do a quick recap and I'm going to let you be. So today we talked about your bad habits are hurting you. And I talked about things such as procrastination, because we all know procrastination keeps you from moving forward and doing the things that you need to do. We talked about lateness. Sometimes being late can hurt you, especially if we're talking about, well, the job and your bills. Most importantly, your bills, because being late on your bills is never a good thing, because that's going to hurt you when you go to look for loans and people don't want to give you loans because they say, no, you're always late on your bills. So if we give you a loan, you're not going to pay this one on time. We're talking about being open and giving. Some of us, it's hurting us to be just constantly giving giving and giving, and you're getting nothing in return. And next thing you know, you have nothing, and the people that you've been giving to, they have nothing to give you either, because you've always given to them. So that's hurting you. We talked about not going after your dreams. That's hurting you too. The worst thing you can do in life, you guys, is to get to the end of your life and you sit back in that rocking chair or that comfortable chair in the living room by the window, and you think about all the things that you said you wanted to do, and you're now at the end of your life, and you say, wow, I wish I had done those things when I was younger, but now I'm older and it's too late. It's too late to do those things. That can hurt you. That can hurt your spirit, y'all. And I talked about putting yourself last. That hurts you too sometimes, always putting yourself last, because guess what? There are times you're going to miss out on some great things. Why? Because you keep putting yourself last. So by the time you get your turn at whatever it is you're shooting for, there's nothing left, because everybody before you has already gotten it. Stop doing that. You don't always have to put yourself last. And last but not least, I said letting people abuse and mistreat you. That's hurting you. That's hurting you both physically, mentally, and spiritually. And I need you to cut it out. If you are in a relationship like that, I need you to run. I need you to run like the heels of your shoe, the heel of your foot, rather, is on fire. You need to leave that relationship like yesterday. And if you're afraid to leave, there are places and organizations that you can contact that will help you to be able to leave. Y'all, did y'all see that? Did y'all see that movie, The Burning Bed, where Farrah Fawcett was married to this guy? And I think he was an alcoholic. And when he got to drinking, he would beat her and just treat her like crap. And he would do it in front of the kids. And one day she had had enough. And she put them kids in the car. She went in the house, and he was knocked out. And 10 shades in the wind, knocked out sleep. And she tucked him in nice and tight in that bed. She set that bed on fire, and she walked out of the house, got in her car, and drove off into the night. That movie was actually based on a true story. But I said all that to say you could only take so much. So you're allowing this person to have that much power over you to keep hurting you. And one of these days you might just go off and end up hurting them. And I don't need any of y'all going to jail. But like I told you, you put your hands on me, I might just go to jail because I'm not having it. I'm not going to kill you, but I'm going to beat you to the point that you wish that the good Lord would just take you away from here, okay? That's all I have to say, because like I said, that strikes up a nerve in me. So anyway, you guys, thank you so much to my newest subscribers. I love it when I get notices saying that I have a new subscriber. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you to those of you that continue to support me in all that I do. I love each and every one of you to the moon and back, and y'all know the drill. There's nothing you can do about it. Absolutely nothing that you can do about it. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you, and I love you all when you're going up. I love you when you're coming down. I love you when you're going in. I love you when you're coming out. But most importantly, I love you when nobody else even likes you. Think about that. I will always have your back. I will always support whatever it is that you're trying to do, because that's the kind of love I have for each and every one of you. But I want you to stop allowing people, places, and things to keep hurting you, because you deserve better. That's all I have, you guys. Until next time, take care.